Okay.
Alright, we're Alien Trap. We make the game Capsized. My name is McGibney, I'm the artist.
And my name is Vermeulen, I'm the programmer.
So the general story is again really straightforward and simple. You are a bunch of astronauts on a spaceship. The spaceship crashes on this alien planet, and you're all stranded there. And your mission as one of the spacemen is to go through the planet where everything is trying to kill you, rescue your friends, and get off the planet somehow. So actually this game started as a school project between the two of us.
Yeah, we went to elementary school together, and then high school, then different colleges.
So,
he's from Toronto. Well, you're in Toronto now.
Yeah.
I'm in Saskatoon. So I was in my 4th year of a computer science program, so I had to have a large project. So I figured he was the only really good artist that I knew. And so I just asked him if he wanted to help out, and he somehow fitted into his school thing.
So we were both in 4th year of college, and I got an email from him one day saying, "Do you want to do some game art?" Hell yeah, 'cause that's what I wanted to do for a career. So the next day we kind of figured something out.
I showed you my awesome talk.
I made an old engine he had built.
Well, I made a side-scroller game with my own art, and to compare the two would really show how I needed Jesse to help with it, I think.
So so for my 4th year illustration project, I decided to work this into the semester project for it, doing all the art and showcasing everything. And then by the end of the year, we had kind of a finished product to show. Got marked for it. It was great. And then we just decided to keep on going with it after that. And then eventually we turned it into a studio full time.
Yeah. We only went full time about maybe 5 months ago.
Yeah.
And so before then we were both working full-time jobs and just doing this on the side, weekends.
Yeah. Until one day we were like, well, let's get this finished.
Yeah.
Like,
I think it was
let's just quit our jobs and do this full time.
I think it's a little naive. It was naive of us to think we could finish a game like that part-time.
Yeah.
So
Capsized is a 2-man development. It's just 2 of us. We have 1 or 2 freelancers, but primarily it's just the 2 of us.
We split all the designing stuff, and I did like half the levels, and then you did.
Yeah, I'm definitely learning a lot of multidisciplinary things, stuff I never thought I'd be doing. Like I like doing character art. I never thought I'd be doing a lot of HUD design and graphic design and stuff like that.
Well, the basic idea was that my history is in first-person shooters. I love first-person shooters.
Yeah,
I love the movement and the fast movement, the focus on on general strategy and fast action in that way. And so what I wanted to do with the side scroller was just give the player as much movement and power as possible.
Yeah.
So to have it really dynamic, really fast, almost Twitch style shooting.
Yeah. Essentially, just take something like Quake.
Yeah.
And distill it into like a
side
platformer.
Yeah. So it's really that. That's sort of the setting and everything came out of that. We wanted to give the user as powerful as possible. So gravity gun, jetpack.
Yeah, a lot of really cool technology, sci-fi stuff.
Yeah. So it sort of started out with that. We just wanted to make it really fast. Take the first-person shooter sort of gameplay and add that to the platformer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think all the fun stuff is kind of done right now. You know what I mean? There's no more cool characters to figure out. So.
Essentially, we did all the fun stuff in the first 4 months of development. I got to draw all the cool monsters.
Yeah.
Got to do all the nice programming of the mechanics, and then since then it's been refining and getting it nice and polished and perfect and ready to go.
And now we're just working on the bug fixes right now, which is probably the worst part of development, but it's the most inspiring because it's so close to being done. Well, neither of us took game design in school or anything like that, and I don't really think you need to. You just we started out and the game was actually pretty bad. It was good for us. We enjoyed it a lot. But when we tested it, that's when we really discovered that how users sort of are finding it.
It was a lot of learning how you go, trial and error.
Yeah.
So it was a really great learning experience in sitting someone down and watching how it works and then going, oh, I thought that was obvious, but it turns out we have to design it a different way.
That's really the most important thing with the game design, is just usability, seeing if people actually play.
Communication through game design is so important that we had to learn it ourselves over the course of development. So it's nice that schools teach that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So when we first came up for the mechanics of the game and setting the game, we wanted something sci-fi, but we knew it wasn't going to be a huge game, so we wanted something a little more straightforward and simple that people could get really quick.
One thing important in the game is it has no text. There's no text in the story, there's no dialogue, anything like that.
So it's all told through imagery and comic strips.
Yeah.
Like in-game cutscenes, or not in-game cutscenes, but cutscenes that have that have, panel by panel comic strips.
We had to really try, we try to have the most game mechanics, but we restrained ourselves that we have to just show them in a single image with no actual text or explain how to do it or anything.
Yeah, originally we had, dialogue bubbles, a lot of text, the characters had names.
Explaining how to, grab this thing and do this.
Exactly, and it's better to simplify, distill it to its simplest form, and it's, beauty through simplicity kind of thing.
I really like having the player feel powerful when he's playing, to really go through a level quickly and understand, get a good sense of the tools, really master it quickly, which I've seen a lot of people have actually been able to do.
Yeah.
And so, that's what I kind of like them to get. I like them to feel powerful and feel like it's intense. There should be puzzle solving, puzzles in the game, but I don't want them to stop and think about the controls or anything. I'd rather it just be a general strategy that they have.
You're like, a small obstacle, and then have them kind of intuitively fix it right away.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Rather than something where they have to sit down and figure out the controls again. And
Yeah. For me, I like seeing people kind of explore the world and comment on the art, of course, because it's nice to hear that it looks nice. But I like exploration type games. So there's quite a lot of that in Capsized, where you're running around really, really big maps and just finding all those nooks and crannies and secrets and stuff like that. And it's nice to see people do that. Get lost sometimes. It's okay to get lost. A lot of the levels are non-linear, so there's a lot of exploring in them. And of course the action. We were both fans of old first-person shooters where it's really action intensive and just seeing how things unfold. There's a lot of unpredictability in terms with the physics engine.
Yeah.
Sometimes things happen that you're like, oh, that was cool. I've never, we didn't mean for that to happen.
It's pretty inspiring sometimes. Yeah. Most of their game mechanics are actually kind of accidents, and then we just add them in. Or we're seeing a playtest to try it, and they do something really weird, and we're like, oh, I gotta put that in the game a little more.
That's really cool. We should make that like a mechanic or something.
Yeah.
So I'd say advice for other indie developers is to experiment, jump in. The quickest way to learn is just to do it. And then also get feedback is really important from people. You can talk to other developers, come to conferences like South by Southwest or GDC. It's really all I'd say is learn by doing. It's the quickest way to learn.
My advice would be just finish your games, sort of thing. Just work hard. There's too many unfinished games out there that people need to just wrap up and get it out, a polished product.
Yeah.
And so I think that's really important. I think a lot of people are missing that. It's really hard to polish something, but without that, it's really useless.
80% of the work is in the little details, in the end of production. Capsized coming out soon on Steam. Check it out.